Hey guys, it's April and we are on day 5, and this is our file for my exclusive for my supporters, and we're doing a couple of different card techniques. Now I did get the debossing tool from Cricut, and I am using some of the true brushed cardstock, and I did deboss on this, but I had to select craft board in order to do so. And you can see how that pressed that down. So it will work for that. And then I also embossed some of these using my Cuttlebug. And I'm going to show you really quick how we do that before we move on to the next steps. I have here a Tim Holtz Alterations folder, and I have the piece that I'm going to do. And I am just going to mist it. I have a little bit of alcohol and water in mixture in there. It's about 50-50, and just spritz my paper. And then I'm placing my A plate, my B plate, my folder with my paper, and my cutting plate, which is another B plate. And I am putting that into the Cuttlebug. And I'm just going to run that through and bring it back. And what the little spritzing of the water, or I put alcohol in mine just so it dries quicker. And it's going to give you a better impression. Now this one is meant to be a little distressed, but I wanted it raised up, so I did that one there. But you can see how crisp that comes out. I'm going to run a piece in just to show you guys a scrap piece, if I can grab one really quick. If you don't spritz it, the difference, especially with your off-brand folders. With your Cuttlebug folders, it won't be nearly, you'll still get a good impression if you don't, but you get a much better impression when you do, no matter which folder. I'm just going to rip a piece off here. And here is the Cuttlebug folder. This is the mosaic that I used. Just going to put it in there. I'm not going to wet it at all with anything. Just going to run it through. And it's much harder to crank when you don't do that too, because it takes a lot more to break down the fiber. I'm just going to pull that out. And you can see I still got a good impression, and I don't know if it's going to show it on camera, but I got a little bit better impression on this one than I did here. Now, like I said, with your Cuttlebug folders, it's going to be hard to tell a good difference, but with your other folders, like your Doris and things like that, you will notice a considerable difference, especially with your 3D texture folders. And once you get into doing the embossing, you'll know exactly what I mean there. So let's go ahead and put this card together. I'm doing several elements on this card for you guys. Let's see, just a little piece of, there we go, because I had to cut this on craft board instead of true brushed. First we have our base, and you're going to fold that in half. And use your bone folder to press that down. And I still haven't decided. I cut this piece, but I don't know if I'm going to use it yet. This piece, I think that I am. This piece is going to go inside. So if you want to gild the edges with the gilding wax like I showed in the other, you can. I am not going to spend the time on that for this card on the inside, because I am going to be showing you a different application. I already showed you that in the other video. I am going to do it differently on some pieces to show you how that will work. So I'm using art glitter glue just to put that in. And this, look how pretty that is with the debossing. So you have that. And when you're using this panel on the front, make sure that your grain is running the same way. You don't want to mess that up. Have it going two different ways, or unless you're going for that look. I mean, it's totally up to you. So let's put that one here. And this is mainly just to balance the card, because that True Brush is pretty heavy. That way the card will stand up and be balanced front to back. That really makes a difference when you're making your cards. Like I said, I still haven't decided on this piece. I'm still deciding. Don't know if I'm going to use that at all. Let's see. You get to watch me do my mock-ups again. Got a couple of different ribbons here. I may just cut another of that piece. This may make it too busy. We're about to find out. It's got a little sticky on there. Get that off of there. Get rid of that. Yeah, I don't like that. Let me cut myself a panel and I will be right back. Okay, so I am not going to send this back through my Cricut just to cut a 5 and a 1/4 inch square. So I'm just going to use my Cricut trimmer. Cut that. And we're just going to keep it square. Much quicker than trying to set everything up. And I've got a little bend on that. Darn it. That's okay. I'll try. It's going to be hidden. I hate that when I do that. So I just didn't like this piece. What I had in mind was different, and I thought I would like it, but I didn't. So making sure my card is going in the right direction so that I'm working correctly. I'm going to glue this panel to the True Brush, and as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to use some score tape also, as well as some glue. And that's not hair on there, guys. That's from my twine the other day when I used this. The twine is sticking to everything, the hairs of it. Just in case the True Brush doesn't like glue, I don't want it to pop off. The back is paper, but the top with that brushed coating, you never know. Better safe than sorry. So we'll just dual adhesive this. Get that bend up there where I can cover it. Press that, give it a good press. Now, in the other I showed you guys, I think I'm going to try with my scrap paper first so I don't mess anything up. I'm going to try a little of the silver gilding paste. I'm just going to go over that. Then I'm going to get my tissue and buff it off. I like that color okay, but everything else is gold. So let's try this copper. And I got this from Stamballistic.com at the trade show. And I may just mix a couple of colors, so we'll see. I really like the copper by itself better. I knew I should have gotten the gold, but I really like the copper. But I do like the copper on that. I like the way that's looking. So far I'm going to use the copper. this is Pinot or Pinot or Vintage. We're gonna try it. Oh, that's pretty. And it shows, but it shows brown on there. I wonder if I add a little silver to that. And then red. And cracking like that is normal. That's okay. It's not gonna hurt anything. Copper it is. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna add I think I'm gonna do the silver. I think I just decided silver is the way I'm gonna go. My bin over there. These are really easy to work with, guys. Oops, lost my baby white. I don't want to get it all over the rest of my cards. I was gonna try that on the True brush, but I think I like it is. So, set that to the side. And this is how I'm going to do it. No turning back. I'm just going to go lightly. I don't want to go as heavy as I did there, so I'm going to dab some off of my finger. Just on. And then I'm just going to go right over that raised. Isn't that pretty? I'll show that to you. Maybe just a little heavier here. Oh, I like that. And let's do the other one. A little heavier. Okay. I think that's enough of that. Really loving the gilding paste though. And even if you don't like it, you can always flip it over for the debossed look. So I like it. And to clean my finger off before I go to the rest of it. Don't want to transfer anymore. Okay. All right. Let me get that off of my mat as well. It probably won't transfer because I rubbed it in, but just in case. All right. Now we're good to go for the rest of our card. Now on this, I did use the Tim Holtz Sizzix folder. I don't know the name of it. I apologize. I could probably look it up if you guys need it. And then this is, I think this is a Doris folder, 657061. And this is also a Doris folder. And again, I can look up the numbers if you guys need them. But I'm really liking this one so far. And I used the diamonds, the Cuttlebug Mosaic was the other one that I used. So, I'm trying to put I have stuff everywhere, everywhere. I have you guys a little candle going to get you in the Christmas mood too. So, I'm going to go with my ribbon. Which that should be, is a little longer. I put that in the file and then I took it out. So if you guys want to do a strip instead of ribbon, I think I really want to do the ribbon. Just to make it pop. Make sure I don't have any edges there. And I'm going to trim this along and then square it up. You can wrap it around to the back if you want. I don't know that it would stick to that brushed, so I didn't. I'm just going to glue it down. but not yet. As a matter of fact, I'm going to plug in my hot glue so that we can be getting that ready. And these are little jump rings that I got over in the jewelry department from Hobby Lobby. I want to say it might have been Michael's last year. And it's just a couple of bucks. I think you get like 50 in a pack. But they're kind of like twisted. They look like twisted wire. I'm going to be using those. And let's see. I think I'll start with this one since it's so heavy. No, maybe last. Put this one here. And then this one here. I'm going to take a little finagling to get that where I want it. I want this one to be down at the bottom, about the same width on the side. And I'm just going to lift up the tail of it, and I am going to just glue that down. Oops, a little too much glue there. And just to hold it in place, because that's where I want to end up. And so I'm going to be placing these others to help me with that. And they will be overlapping. So that one's going to go there. This is going to go here. I know how I laid it out in my head and in the design. So I'll be going there. And here. Looks good. Yay, I think I got it. So now I'm just going to put a tiny bit of glue up under the tip of each one of those. I'm getting glue everywhere. By holding them and just kind of tacking it for right now. I'm glad this dries clear and matte because I got it everywhere right there. And then we'll glue them down and secure them better here in just a minute. So while that's drying, I really am not liking that ribbon. Let me try another ribbon. No, I'm not liking that. Let me grab a ribbon that I like and I'll be right back. Okay, I found a couple. I couldn't find a color ribbon that I really like, so I'm using a couple of hangers that I had from last year. I wanted it to be a little bit different from the red of the card, but not too much off. So what I'm doing is, and I don't need all this, I can get more than one out of there, but because there's a crease in it, I'm going to use it to my advantage for these. And I'm putting a ring on there, just like so. And then I'm taking one of my small brads, and I'm just pushing it right through the ribbons. Okay guys, sorry, I'm back. I finally got that one to work for me, but I had to cut the ribbon again. So I've got that one on there, and now I'm coming into the second one. Just place it, make sure you got it the right way, and just stick that down so that the hot glue is holding the ring underneath it. Make sure I got it the right way before I start. And I'm just going to do an extra dab of glue under this brushed. Bring that right there. glue hairs off of there. Oops, I pull them now. You be careful because your legs on your brad are not spread apart to hold it. So you're just going to try to keep them, be very gentle with them so that that brad stays in place until we finish here. And then we're going to, I put a dab of glue under this one, and that's what we're going to do with these two. Just want to keep them on there long enough to get it together. Then we're going to press this one down. Let me heat my glue up a little bit more. It's starting to cool off on me. And then we will put a dab under each one of these brads to hold those in place. And trim that off. I know that's a little long. And this is going to go here. And there we go. And that ribbon wants to spread apart. We'll stop that. And now I'm just going to trim down this ribbon, get it straight. Trim it up. You need to take off just, I mean, very, very, very. I think that's perfect. And I'm just going to put a dab of glue right on one end just to hold it for me. And then I'm going to bring it across. Press that down. Make sure you got it good and even. Again, I wished I had moved this, I mean, just so slightly down. And you could even drop it down to 3 of these instead of 4. And again, I'm going to use hot glue here because I'm going on top of ribbon. And now we've got a little bit of sleeve here. I forgot to put my pen back in my glue. There we go. And then I'm going to pop that right down on top of that brushed. Probably should have put a piece of score tape under there too, but I didn't. And then I am going to add a little bit of Nuvo drops. So you guys have seen us using the gilded wax and Nuvo drops and ribbons and embossing. So several mixed media types. Don't like that. I got it too close. I wanted to move it over just a little bit further from the holly leaves, but I'm gonna have to live with it now because you can't get it off. But I should have moved that over just slightly. Oh well, we're still gonna go with it. I don't know if I can get it off of there on this red cardstock, but it's still a pretty card. I think I will change it though. I'm going to try to get that off. And redo it in the right way. It might have a little dark spot, but that's okay. I just want a tiny drop there. That's better. It's more of where I wanted it, I think. But we're gonna live with it. So there you go, guys. You've got your embossing, your debossing, your brushed, you've got gilded, and of course you want to glue down your edges. I haven't done those yet, just so they stick to one another. Can't do that ahead of time because you have to play with them. And there you go. So I will see you guys. Today was a quick videos, or supposed to have been quick videos, just on card making, and we will move on to some more projects for day 6 of the 12 days of Christmas. So you guys come back and I'll see you tomorrow.